Oh my god, it's another one of these things.
Indeed.
How are you doing, Jake?
I'm tired.
You're always tired.
Listen, I had to do normal people stuff today, like work at a job.
I mean, I work at a job too.
Yeah, but you work at home.
No, only like at the ends of the week, uh, without the fuck you.
You don't have to do physical labor.
No, and I'm very grateful that I don't have to do that. I've taken my lumps of physical labor, and I never want to do it ever
You
again.
don't have to see the atrocities that people leave behind.
God, that is still loud as shit. Uh, so
I'm not talking about that.
no, I'm fine. I couldn't hear you as like an explosion was happening. Uh, so we're doing something different. We're not reading articles today. Instead, uh, be, like Jake, you've heard the Suicide Squad game came out.
Yeah, I've been watching Mahler play it, and I'm not done with it yet. But oh, good God, that it's at least the dialogue and the plot is complete catastrophic cringe.
So I've watched some clips, mainly the famous ones of Batman getting killed, King Shark one, uh, and then Superman dying, of course. I've seen a good number of those. Yeah, it hurts. It'll
I don't
always hurt.
kill Superman. Why are you making me kill Superman?
And
I
it
don't want to
thinks
kill Superman.
and it thinks it's so fucking cool because you get to control the people who kill Superman. Because you always wanted to play as Harley Quinn, right? You've always wanted to play as Harley Quinn and shoot
I want Harley
Kevin
Quinn.
Conroy and you wanted to shoot Kevin Conroy right in his face. After he had unfortunately passed away.
I'm not gonna hold that that against the game because I'm pretty sure the game was basically done when that happened.
Yeah, but they
Right?
also used Kevin as like they may as well have propped up his corpse
Well, the promotion, yeah,
to advertise it.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that for the promotion. No, like they should have just kept it. Like they should have maybe mentioned it was his last role, just say his last role was Batman.
Thankfully, it's actually not his last role.
Oh, it isn't?
Yeah, it's Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. We get a cameo by Batman in the animated series Batman.
Oh, okay.
So Kevin's not done just yet. I'm very happy about that.
But still, I want Harley Quinn. I want Dr. Manhattan to appear to Harley Quinn in all of the continuities and go, "You no longer exist. Bye."
And just wave his hand.
Yep. There's also some things about Harley Quinn if it is supposed to be attached to the Arkham as I have questions about, but we'll get to those.
So I thought, since we couldn't think of any articles to read, we would instead rewrite the entire video game.
Oh, God.
Because we're so fucking smart.
We are smart. We're smarter than the people who wrote this game, at least.
That's very true. It's not that hard to be smarter than these people.
No, you just have to use basic logic and basic math.
So, we're not gonna be we're not gonna be going on like every single plot point, because that'd be insane, especially because we're analyzing its narrative, not the barely any of the gameplay. Probably just like hints and pieces if it comes up. So, the first thing, there's a few background things I want to change before we even get started.
Okay.
So, the Suicide Squad game basically creates this idea that the first time the League come together as a team, their first real team effort, they fail.
Yeah.
That's basically like the Justice when that's insane. The idea that with the creation of the Justice League that they'd fail in their first attempt. So, how long would we want to say the league has been operating?
We were doing our evening rounds, and the next
Do something conservative or something not too long but not too short. Well, let's just say 5 years. I think that's
5
good.
years. Okay, so that's ground rule number 1. Justice League has been operating and doing missions for 5 years. Everybody's been pretty seasoned, so they work well as a team.
Oh no, I forgot. Dr. Kellerman was in the patient observation room.
Point 2, I actually do want to divorce this from the Arkham timeline. It makes no sense.
Okay, stay here.
Yeah, like why? Like I don't like. Granted, I've only like seen like my friend a while ago play Arkham Knight, and but I do remember at the end it's a big deal that Batman is outed as Bruce Wayne and he stops being Batman. He becomes something else. Or at least it's implied he becomes something else.
Right. And this basically implies that he basically after a few years just came back to team up with Superman. And it's like that. Really? That's the best you got?
Well, of course.
Even though for some reason they state things like he specifically has a lead-lined cowl, which is like which would make sense with a Batman that's existed without the Justice League and his identity is hidden. Not so much with if this was Arkham Batman. So
yeah.
At the same time, would that mean by doing this, by deleting the Arkham tie-in, are we essentially deleting that everybody knows it's Bruce under the cowl?
I would say maybe. No, I would say like the main ones at this point, such as Green Lantern, Flash, Wonder Woman, and Superman, would all know it's Bruce. Maybe not any other League members that were around, but like the main core that started it probably would at some point learn about it, or at the very least, Superman would know.
But the general public doesn't know.
Oh, the general public has no fucking idea.
Okay, so that's basically everything about the Arkham timeline we've deleted from this universe. I'm trying to think of like any other key things. I think that's honestly those are the two big ones that really bothered me from just the outset before even the idea of rewriting this story. It's like, no, these need to change fundamentally.
Yeah.
And then this is actually so I was thinking in terms of the people you'd play as, I would actually either go we have one consistent team like how you do in the game, or you do an Ultimate Alliance type deal and you have a whole roster of people and can build your team.
Yeah.
So here's the downsides of the upside of if this was a video game, like especially with this being a video game, if you can pick whoever heroes you want, you can essentially you have the ultimate freedom of all of these heroes, from Plastic Man, Jaime, even to some anti-heroes. Like you could literally bring in Zod if you wanted to play a Superman type character.
Yeah.
However, like that gives you the ultimate freedom of gameplay. However, narrative-wise, you are sacrificing the fact that pretty much anyone can be in your team, meaning that not every interaction is gonna be like one-to-one with every character.
I mean, I would personally, I would go for like a smaller roster to have more to like do like have the character interactions be more specific, but be a bit more meaningful as well.
Okay, so who were your ideas for like the roster of this game?
If we're just gonna replace like the what was it? Is it 4 Suicide Squad members?
Yeah. So, uh, yeah. So 4 members. They can either be of like the Suicide Squad or minor Justice League characters, or they can even be their own thing. And this is that like them being as an outsider could be like part of their like a big part of their story.
Um, I would probably go with like sort of like kind of like the idea of the D list heroes.
Okay. Who is considered D-list?
Booster Gold,
Okay. Oh,
Ted Cord.
So Ted Cord's Blue Beetle. What about is Plastic Man considered D-list?
Probably.
Okay. So
Uh,
Plastic Man, someone like Ted Cord, Booster Gold. So already we're going with the sort of buddy cop dynamic because of their friendship.
Yeah. In fact, and then let's add a villain. Let's add a villain in there as well to kind of like they have to work together with the heroes, but someone that's
Okay.
reasonable. So like not like the Joker or Lex Luthor. Well, ironically enough, Lex Luthor would be no, would he be
Depends on the
reasonable?
continuity you're going for. He's either the not laughing maniacal maniac. That's the Joker. He's either this plotting and scheming, backstabby type person, or he's a reasonable man that actually just wants the betterment of humanity. Um,
I go. We'll have like yeah we'll have like those 3 D-list heroes, and then we'll add a villain in there. But it's a villain that like could be like like that's basically doing it because he'd rather have the league around as like with morals than like brainwashed fucking psychopaths that just don't hold back.
uh, so this just popped to my mind, and I don't know how you'll feel about it. What about Deathstroke?
Yeah, I could see Slade. I could definitely see Slade like the helping them because he's not a good person, but he's a rational person to my understanding most of the time.
Yeah, and he would, yeah, I would like to imagine, yeah, see the reason of like,
Oh no, I just got a better idea.
okay, let me hear it.
The Teen Titans.
Just all of the Titans, like, so we
No,
just say, go ahead.
no, it's Robin, Tim Drake, obviously. We have no, should it be Tim or should it be Damien?
So, I was gonna say, like, my another thought was actually the idea of like having the one-to-ones of the Trinity and one of the other members. So
Yeah.
I was thinking like Nightwing, Wally West's Kid Flash,
Donna Troy.
yeah, Donna Troy, Superboy.
So
Not
Connor or Jonathan.
uh so part of me wants to say Connor, but yeah, actually, you know what, it would be Connor. Like, so you could either do Nightwing and Connor, or do Damien and Jonathan.
Because I know you hate Damien.
I don't like how he's characterized, more specifically. Damian Wayne has, like, he's gotten a lot of development outside of, like, in the comics and the, and in the, those animated movies, that came out a few years ago, like I forgot what, the ones that basically kind of look a lot like the New 52 guys.
Yeah, like Court of Owls and,
Yeah.
yeah, like
And,
Apocalypse War.
Apocalypse War actually gave Damien, like, the most development because, like, it decided, you know, what if we calm Damien the fuck down? And it shows, like, him caring for his, like, his brother. Because, I don't know if you actually watched Apocalypse War. After the deaths of the Titans, Damien put Dick in the Lazarus pit, and Dick lost his mind.
Oh.
So he's like taking care of his brother.
Ah, okay. That's good. That's
And it's Damien that actually brings Bruce back from the brink of when he's a slave to Darkseid. So there are some good things about Apocalypse War, like the completion of certain character arcs.
but going back to it, I'm gonna put Raven in there because a new generation should be exposed to Raven for various reasons.
Okay. So we've
The
got
power of the Goth GF will not be denied.
so we've either got Nightwing and Connor or Damien and Jonathan, Donna Troy. So okay, if we want to have the age dynamic, then it would need to be Nightwing and Connor.
Who joined? Oh,
What?
someone joined.
Oh, I didn't hear the noise.
It's Erica.
Hey Erica, we're in the middle of recording. All right then.
What were you saying?
So for the age dynamic, we would need to have everybody relatively the same age. Then it wouldn't. Then yeah, it would have to be Dick, Connor, and Donna Troy.
Okay, yeah, we'll do Dick, Connor, and Donna Troy, yeah. And then
Raven.
we'll throw in Raven and Wally West.
Yeah, so I guess like the other two members could be swapped out, or they're just like extra characters in like a battle pass type deal.
Yeah, but I would do Flash, Kid Flash, Raven, Nightwing, and then Connor Superman. I would do those.
Okay. So let's pull up the plot and let's see where's it starting? Where are we making our adjustments?
So this is from Wikipedia. Arkham Asylum inmates Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn, and King Shark are freed from captivity by Argus director Amanda Waller and forced to join her Task Force X. Excuse me. Forced to join her Task Force X, the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
After miniature bombs are injected in their heads, Waller sends the squad into Metropolis, which is actually under the attack by Brainiac. So I think we should we keep the Brainiac thing in there as for the plot?
Yes, that kind of stuff can remain the same.
Okay. But instead of like them, but instead they maybe like maybe they're working with Task Force X to try and get into Metropolis, or would they need to? I don't think they would need to.
No, yeah. So the idea that the Suicide Squad, they'd be doing their own thing. That they'd be sort of going through this, not the exact same story, but they'd be going through their own deal, but focusing on our characters because they just make cameos. They're not real story characters.
No,
so
but,
I think it would.
I think it'd actually be cool because I think you mentioned this in a race, like the Titans have to race to save the Justice League before the Suicide Squad kills them.
Yeah,
we'll just pretend we establish that they have the means to do that. By the way,
yes, because my God, you need to, like when they're first assigning it's like all right, Task Force X, you need to kill the Justice League.
It's actually quite funny. It's actually quite funny because they get the stuff later in the game because evil Batman forgot to clear out his fucking closet.
Yeah, I've seen the little like, hey, the Justice League has fallen. If you're seeing this, Tim, I love you. And then, yeah, they fast forward through all this fucking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
So to go the sort of the 1-to-1, it would instead be the Titans are just hanging out at Titan's Tower, and they receive a distress call instead. that Metropolis is under attack by Brainiac. And they
Mhm.
think that it's just a minor invasion, because with this being a more experienced Justice League, uh, this is a more experienced Justice League, they would have fought minor Brainiac invasions.
Mhm. This time Brainiac just decided to stop messing around.
Yeah, because I much prefer. I don't know if it was the movies or the cartoons that did this. The idea that Brainiac uses like almost like how Doctor Doom uses like Doom bots to do his bidding.
I think that was the STAS that did that. Because Brainiac just keeps dying in that shit every time he fights Superman.
So what's going on? My radio went dead soon after you brought Joker in. I don't know. We lock him up.
Oh, should we have Wonder Woman like in this game be free from mind control, or should we have her be mind controlled?
So no, let's swap. I think if we're gonna swap anyone out, anyone who's free from the mind control, I would actually say it'd be Clark, because he's the one who's had the most experience with Brainiac.
Oh, I was so because I would kind of want to have like Wonder Woman say, "We must save Cal," and then like Connor goes, "Clark. His name is Clark. Call him by his name." 'Cause I hate it when people call him. I know it's probably not the best reason, but I hate it when people call him Kal-El.
No, I don't like it either. It's just no, in this with something like this, this would be a Diana that, you know, doesn't do that.
Yeah,
It's
because
just weird that
apparently
she does.
Because apparently they did some weird retcon with her character that she respects Superman because he's powerful, so she calls him Kal-El, not because he's a whatever. That's a whole other.
That's
thing.
weird because his name's Clark.
Yeah, his name. I don't care what you say. His real name is Clark Kent.
It's almost like that. Like
Batman.
I almost just don't acknowledge Kal-El as his name. Like
Neither do I. I don't.
it's so ingrained in my head that he's Clark Kent that I'm just like. So when anyone says Kal-El, I'm like, right.
Yeah, that's his birth name.
It's a slave
That's
name.
his alien. That's his alien name. I mean, and now he goes, well, yeah, his real name's Kal-El. No. That's his birth name, not his real name. There's a difference.
Get her notes and then find somewhere safe to hold up. Everyone else, go to the observation room. Barricade yourselves.
Well, okay, so yeah, Superman's the one that escapes mind control, but well, actually, no. We can write this to be a less powerful Superman, so that doesn't really have much of an issue.
Well, okay, it's because because it answers the inevitable writing question of like, if we have Superman under mind control, how the hell are our characters gonna stand a chance from second one?
Well, I mean, there is Raven, who's magic, and while magic isn't a auto win against Superman, it is something that they have against him. And Donna Troy has like magic stuff too, I believe.
Yeah, doesn't she? So I don't actually know that much about Donna Troy. Does she have probably because her background just kept getting retconned into oblivion?
Oh, yeah.
Does she have basically the same powers as Wonder Woman?
I think she has like same basic abilities like flight and super strength, and I think she has some magical stuff as well. But if she's supposed to be, she was originally Wonder Girl like way back in the day, so like she could have like some Amazonian magical artifacts or whatever.
Okay.
Like, her own sword or stuff and weapons that's magical, and then Raven, her whole deal is magic.
Okay, so.
And then there's Nightwing, who would, because he's, was under the tutelage of the most autistic person in DC, would probably have ways of like being able to overload Superman's senses or whatever.
Like that little camera turn, it's like he heard you. You heard that?
I heard that.
I'm not that autistic.
I'm not autistic. He says as he's like organizing his batarangs and like perfectly like making
by
them
level
all,
of sharpness, despite the fact they're all
Exactly.
really sharp.
Yeah. I'm not. I have Asperger's. I'm not autistic. There's a difference.
The predators say of the next stage of human evolution, Batman.
I'm Batman. You're in a wheelchair, ha.
uh,
You're in a wheelchair.
Oracle is in this game. She talked to her over the radio, and in her profile, she is in a wheelchair.
Also, little side note for our rewrite. While she's not in the game because she's probably off somewhere else, Dick and Starfire are engaged. I won't. This is mandatory. I won't. I refuse.
This is like this was in your contract when you got hired on as a writer.
Exactly. They are engaged. In fact, we see them like have like a weird like intergalactic message, like planning the wedding. I will not elaborate why. We will. This is part of the game, and you will like it.
Yeah, and also, well, to be fair, you already stated, because I was like, how are you gonna make sure she's not in the story? And you already said she's off planet.
Yeah, she's off planet. Like I guess doing weird Tamaranian stuff that involves like the bride, like getting married, like weird Tamaranian shit on Tamaran or whatever they do, because she's getting married, or weird ritual shit. I don't know.
For some reason, Dick can't be involved in.
Well, we could either be like purely cultural stuff on Tamaran, or we could find a reason why Dick can't go. Specifically, maybe he was going to go with her, but he had to stay. He was gonna go meet up with her at some point, right? Because he had to like take care of something, like I don't know, work, like important work related, or maybe he's on Earth like getting the wedding stuff set up because it's going to be very soon, while she went to do some weird like Tamaranian stuff, or it could just be that no, the groom can't go with them and do it because of Xenos bullshit. Who cares?
Yeah, she's an alien, so who cares? We're only, for some reason, writing in a wedding.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay.
I know, right? Like Bobby G in the corner going, "That's my boy." While meanwhile, Yvrain is fucking holding his hand, drinking a Grimace shake.
So instead of the Suicide Squad getting all their injections from this POV, it probably starts in Titan's Tower. They receive a distress call. Brainiac's invading, but he's a lot more powerful. Who would be the so do we see, is the game going to start with them being mind controlled, or as we're playing we see more heroes fall to the mind control? Because I'd rather do a one at a time type deal.
Yeah, we could do we could do a one at a time thing where the game, it starts off with who would be the first? They go for the Flash. Actually, he goes for the Flash first because he's the fastest. While Superman may be the strongest in this continuity, Flash is faster than Superman, and we'll establish that through various bits of the game. But he goes for the Flash first because the Flash would be probably the hardest in the long run, just because he's so fast and the Speed Force is nonsense. So he would want him first.
Okay.
And then we'd.
So this is gonna be sort of asked with like every time somebody comes under mind control. Why? How is it he doesn't just obliterate everybody? Because in this case with the Flash, like if the Flash went evil, we'd all be fucking dead.
That is a good question. You could say that either the brainwashing takes a certain amount of time, or that Brainiac is not. You can make it from a motivation standpoint for Brainiac, where he himself doesn't want to kill everyone on the planet. He wants them all, or at the very least most of them, under his control, especially like incredibly intelligent and powerful people. That could like be a starting point. Now obviously when you get to certain bits and bobs here and there, then you have to start asking questions. Why doesn't Brainiac just say fuck it, I can let this one die? But I am trying to think of something.
Well, I was going to say, to kind of like take a page out of hear me out on this, to take a page out of something shitty and make it good. In the reverse of what was going on with the Ruby Justice League crossover, where Brainiac's got control of Barry's body, but like his will is fighting back enough, and that's why he doesn't have like full access to the Speed Force.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, you could do that. I think that would be yeah. There's just there's constant things where like Brainiac has to put like special machines or whatever like on him that while he's in better control of his mind, like he's not able to act. He's not the Speed Force is just kind of locked. Is just like not as strong with a mind control Barry or whatever.
Yeah, because isn't one of the rules of the Speed Force like that it can't just be something you physically do? Don't you have to like actually be like in tune with it?
I think so. That's something that can be established as an explanation. Like Batman, like kind of does a little bit of an info dump in a cutscene while they're like going over what happened and coming up with a plan.
Mm-hmm. So, Flash is the first to fall, and because of the surprise, let's see, maybe it's because of the surprise that he's able to either get away or just sort of not win round one. Like, let's say round one ends in like a sort of a stalemate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like where it's clear Barry is trying to fight it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he's like just kind of slipping up and slowing down.
Yeah, so he doesn't win, but he doesn't lose. So he runs away from this fight.
Yeah.
So what's the next step on the plot synopsis?
All right. When they raid the Hall of Justice, a brainwashed Green Lantern attacks the squad and explains that Brainiac's attack is the beginning of his plans to terraform Earth. Oh, fucking.
So
I had to stop because I was reminded of Man of Steel.
So I guess it'd be Flash that would say this,
Yeah, it would be Flash that would do that.
as he's kind of just going not ham on everybody, but he's by taking everybody surprise, he's gotten a good few hits on everybody.
Oracle.
Yeah, and then you could tie it into the reason why he's telling them this isn't because of a villain monologue. He's telling them this because he's trying to fight back, and as we kind of established, he's like fighting the mind control as best he could. So he's telling them the plan to try and undermine Brainiac.
Okay.
So we can kind of have that sort of villain monologue make some kind of sense, where it's just Barry going like, "Yeah, this is the plan. This is what's going to happen. You have to stop it."
Okay. So in the case of the technology argument, in this case, where's Cyborg in this? I completely, or are we saying in this continuity is Cyborg a member of the League or a member of the Titans?
I would just not I would just say he's just not. He just doesn't exist.
Okay, we're just saying fuck it. He's not there.
Yeah, we're just saying we're just saying we might either that or we could have like a maybe like this is the game where Cyborg is made. I don't know. Whatever, but like but yeah, I would either I would certainly I just wouldn't have him in the game because that certainly opens up a lot of issues.
Okay.
But if we were to have him in the game, he's a Titan. He's not a member of the Justice League. Fuck off.
Yeah, it always feels weird when they make him a member of the League.
Yeah, but he's just not here. He just doesn't exist. Yeah, and then I guess I'll continue. Unless you want to like elaborate on something else.
No, that seems what we've got so far works with
Okay.
the bullet points we're on so far. If we run into, so I think it's just safe to say if we run into an issue, we'll just have to, not of course never going from scratch, but we'll have to bring it back to that original. We'll have to go
Yeah.
back so we can patch that hole,
Yes.
as
The
any
Flash
smart writer would do.
Yeah, the Flash intervenes to rescue the squad, but is gravely wounded and captured by a brainwashed Batman when Boomerang pulls him out of hiding. So I guess that brings us to the second person who gets brainwashed.
Okay, which, let's see,
Uh,
would it be that easy to brainwash Batman in this scenario? Because I almost think like of the Trinity, I would think Batman and Superman would be the hardest to mind control because of Batman's iron will, and then because Superman's experience with Brainiac. Not saying it couldn't happen. It's just they'd be last on the list.
Yeah, I would say even if I would say even if the brainwashing doesn't take effect immediately, he would want to get either Batman or Superman out as quickly as possible and in captivity. And Batman would probably be the easiest to hold captive, just because he's just because he's not Krypton made. While Batman is could certainly escape, it's going to be a little bit harder because he couldn't just brute force his way out.
Right.
And the way we could have it do this, where you could have Batman get captured, like push Dick out of the way. Like, let's just say, like, there's going to be like a weird robot that's going to, like, I don't know,
try to abduct or
try to
either
abduct,
smash into him or abduct him.
Yeah, like he pushes Dick out of the way and or something like that, or like he says, or he volunteers himself to be taken, or something like that.
Yeah, showing his devotion to the team and how much he loves his adopted son.
Yeah, like Flash is sent out to get one, to let's say get one of them, right. He's just there, and then Bruce says, "No, take me, not Dick." Or you could just have just random bunch of robots just, jump them, and Batman does the whole all right, I'll catch up with you later, and then closes a door or something behind Dick as he tries to take out all the robots, but there's too much for him, so they take him.
Yeah, that, or the simple thing would be the abductor bot lunges for Dick and Bruce just jumps in the way and he's the one abducted.
Yeah, I think that would be good. And then we could potentially have an entire scene of them trying to break Batman, and it's working ever so slightly, but it's really hard, and Brainiac is getting really frustrated.
Yeah, and if this was a video game, maybe even a section where you're playing as Batman fighting Brainiac bots.
Yeah.
Like inside his ship.
Yeah, as he escapes, or at least attempts to escape, but I would say is eventually brainwashed, though through a lot harsher methods.
Okay. So what's
next point?
Yeah, what's the next point?
The squad retreats to the Hall of Justice and encounters Wonder Woman, the only member of the Justice League who was not brainwashed. She refuses to work with them, just as Waller orders the squad to kill the Justice League and end their threat.
Okay. So I think this would be the first cameo of our Suicide Squad, and
yeah.
So, instead of not to go full let's just make a whole new different team, who would be better for the Suicide Squad?
Keep King Shark in there. I think King Shark is fine.
Yeah, King Shark, or if you have no choice but to sub him out, Killer Croc.
Yeah, Killer Croc or King Shark. I could go with either or. I would keep King Shark.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? No, screw it. Let's put Killer Croc in there. Let's give Killer Croc some love. He doesn't get enough.
Okay, so it's The Suicide Squad that they run into consists of Killer Croc.
I would say keep Deadshot. Deadshot's cool.
I was gonna okay, so Deadshot, and if Slade isn't part of the team, I think he should be probably the one leading this Task Force X.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say put him in like the leadership position.
Okay. Who would be the substitute for Harley? Because I think we would basically never want Harley in this game ever.
No, I don't want Harley in anything ever again. Dr. Manhattan needs to make her go away forever. Livewire, maybe?
Ooh, that actually wouldn't be too bad.
Like, cause like one of the biggest issues with like the game right here is the only superpowered person that you have there is King Shark. Whereas if you have Livewire, while it's not like, oh well, then there's the issue of like, she just short circuit the bomb in her head.
No, yeah, the problem is where like we then need to like talk about the narrative of like why is she cooperating?
Yeah, because she could just short circuit unless well.
Well, okay, so in this case, it sucked when it was in part of the movie, but at the same time, it actually made the most sense. Enchantress.
Wait, no, fuck it. We'll just borrow from the Assault on Arkham game. Have it be Killer Frost.
Okay.
She has ice powers, but she can't like short circuit the fucking thing in her head. So we'll just make it like Killer Frost or Enchantress, either or.
Well, it's because Enchantress. I don't know if you ever saw the bad Suicide Squad movie.
Oh, I saw it twice.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I say as I saw it like 3 times. I worked in a movie theater. There's very like.
Actually, you know what? Enchantress makes more sense because
of the
she's
heart.
magic and Superman can't. And Superman, because they're probably gonna be very concerned. What if Superman gets taken control? Well, we want magic, at least something that can like push him back, you know. So I think Enchantress does make sense. Unless there's like some other magic-based villain that we could use.
None that come to mind when it comes to like the interactions with the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so let's go with Enchantress. And then who would be the Captain Boomerang?
I'm actually fine with Boomerang.
You know what, yeah, Boomerang's fine. It's just the way he was written and portrayed was cringe.
Cause I don't have the massive hate boner that I have for Captain Boomerang that you know I have for Harley Quinn.
Yeah, it's just that the way he's portrayed in that game is fucking annoying and cringe. Like it's I don't know, it's weird.
I mean, it was just your average Australian stereotype that would that was borderline like a Simpsons character.
Yeah. Granted, I don't really know how accurate that is to the comics, but like I would imagine not very. I don't know. But yeah, we'll keep Boomerang in there. So that's our Suicide Squad. Or do we want to add more people in there since we have more than 4 Titans? Or do we have 4 Titans?
Yeah, well, we've got multiple. We think we've got like 5 or 6.
No, I'm trying. Oh no, I'm just talking about the Titans, not Justice League members. What was it? Donna Troy, Nightwing, Connor, and Raven.
Yeah.
And then we had the. Okay, yeah. All right. So I guess like their first meeting.
Oh wait,
maybe
we only counted 3.
Captain Boomerang, Killer Croc, Enchantress, Deadshot.
Oh wait, no, you're correct. We did 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have our suicide. So they all can for some during all this chaos they convene all at the similar location, and they get the orders to kill the Justice League, and it's basically a race. But with Task Force X trying to kill each Justice League member that's been brainwashed, and then it's up to the Titans to save Justice League members.
Yeah. Or they might try and kill Justice League members that haven't been brainwashed, just in case they do get brainwashed.
Yeah. Waller, being an evil cunt, is just trying to kill good guys. 'Cause she's a cunt.
It's in character for Waller to order them to do that. Waller, like, wait, would Deathstroke be in the Rick Flag position then?
Deathstroke is the most forced because he's because while Deathstroke is extremely powerful, he is still a man, like a superhuman man, but he's still a man.
Doesn't he also have like a healing factor with like super soldier shit going through him?
Yeah, so it like it's once again like how did Waller get her hands on Deathstroke? Maybe.
Oh, we just won't have Deathstroke in it. We'll just.
Oh, actually, no, because Waller's really good at manipulating people. Maybe Waller has a young version of Deathstroke's daughter.
Oh yeah, like Rose. See, like yeah, she has like Rose somewhere safe where he'll never find her or whatever.
Yeah.
Years ago. It's best to
Because Waller's best thing is manipulation instead of just because
It's me, remember?
why put the bomb in people's necks when you could also just force them to do it.
Bane seemed even
Yeah,
more powerful
that's
than
true.
usual. Joker wants the
All right, so we got that, and so now it's a race to see if the Justice League are saved or the Justice League are killed.
Sorry, was that a question?
No, that's just I'm just like laying that down. That's that now we kind of have like the first kind of big push, you know?
Mm-hmm. Suicide
So,
Squad people are trying to kill the Justice League. You as the player and your co-op buddies must save the Justice League because that's what
Yes.
heroes do.
Yeah.
They save people.
Yes, they save people and they don't commit genocide. Zach, Dave, Chris, I will never forgive you for the things that you've done.
See, when you say Dave, are you talking about Filoni?
David S. Goyer.
Oh yeah, who also wrote Man of Steel.
And then Chris Terrio.
All bad people.
I'll never forgive you for the things that you've done.
Yeah, in case like the 1700 videos we've made about how much we like Superman. Yeah, we really like Superman.
I love Superman. I don't want to kill him. Don't make me kill Superman.
Meanwhile, like I love me some Superman, but because they said like, yeah, this is Arkham vs. Batman, and like the sentimental value I have towards Kevin Conroy, I'm like, I don't want to kill Batman.
Either. I mean, I like Superman more than Batman, but like I don't want to kill.
I don't want anyone to die, of course, but it's just like don't make me kill Kevin. I like Kevin.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess on with the synopsis.
Yes.
Waller has the squad scour Metropolis for weapons and technology that can be used against the Justice League. Since the Justice League members are being taken one by one, and we have Nightwing, I would assume because he's Nightwing and because he was trained by Batman, he would at least know about the Justice League weaknesses and have access to Batman's stash of them. So they would probably go and get those right away.
Yeah. But we'll have to say that so there's the difference between like a narrative versus a mechanical reason. Mechanical, we would have to just say that this weakness just isn't as powerful. Not the weakness itself, the equipment that's related to the weakness.
Yeah.
because then it creates the ludonarrative dissonance of like, why aren't you just using the best stuff?
Yeah.
So I guess in this case, there, it's Batman, one of Batman's stashes, but like the access key is like something only Dick would know.
Yeah. Like he enters, like he enters like like numbers, and it's like, well, what's this date? And he goes, it's the date his parents died or something like that.
No.
No, Batman's password would probably be something like the entirety of Shakespeare's Julius Caesar.
No, I was actually gonna say, to introduce little Easter eggs, the password would be Damien.
Ah. Okay, yeah, I like that more.
Yeah, it's almost like when Batman's a father, that would actually fucking change him. Not instead of just
bit.
making him Batman but a dad.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. Okay. Alright.
It'd either be
As well-
Damien or Alfred.
I would go with Damien because remember in Batwoman the password was Alfred?
Fuck, but yeah, I remember that. It's just, I don't think that was the worst. The password being Alfred, like it's, I mean, what's worse? Like in terms of shitty Batman passwords, what's worse, the Alfred being the password or Pam, the fucking or no, Pang, what the lady that's unlocks the Bat computer for Barbara in Batman and Robin.
I don't know, but I think it's just because it's Batwoman and anything attached to Batwoman becomes cringe, but by default, you know, like even,
yeah.
things that aren't cringe, like okay, his password's Alfred, that's a bit but I could see it, and then it's in Batwoman, it's like, oh, that's fucking cringe. Why are you so cringe? It's not being cringe.
Also, at the end of the day, it's not really that secure of a password.
No,
Well, then again, neither would your son's name. But then again, is Damien known to the public in like most continuities?
Well, well, considering it's like a little Easter egg here, and Damien's probably either not going to be in or not be in it that much. I don't think it really matters here.
That's fair. It could just.
It's literally just it's a little Easter egg that says it's Damien. So, oh, Damien exists. Whether or not people know his existence is public will stay unclear. For, you know.
Now I would imagine, because Batman is the level of autism that he is. Shut up. He literally built we're literally watching him enter a spare Batcave and straw man in the corner. He built a fucking Batcave into Arkham Asylum.
He's that dedicated.
Yeah, so because he's that level of hyper autist, this equipment is actually possibly, there's a piece that's tailored for each of his sidekicks.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, like, for instance, some, I don't want to just be like some guns for Jason, but something similar that, you know, just wouldn't be him just handing him a firearm. You'd see that, and you'd see like a special piece of technology for Tim.
Well, they could be guns. They're just trank guns, maybe.
Dr. Young was heading up a program.
That's fair.
It was big. Lots of external funding. Here are the last notes.
But that would show that, yeah, Batman, then it would also introduce like why there's like multiple things for each player to use.
Yeah, like Donna Troy gets like what would Donna Troy?
She'd get Barbara's piece of equipment. His woman.
No, Raven would get Jason's because they're edgy.
Yeah.
And then Connor would get Tim's, I would assume.
Right, and then Dick would just get his own thing.
Yeah.
So, For right now, they're grabbing these pieces of equipment as they need them.
Crazy enough to do that? What am I
Yeah.
saying? You've got to stop him.
So like they would get the thing that would stop the Flash, right? But
Yeah.
not anything else.
Yeah. Because Batman, again, because he's a hyper autist, he wouldn't have all his contingency stuff all in the same location.
No, he wouldn't. He'd have it be spread around just in case.
Exactly.
I'm going up.
Because he's Batman. I'm sorry, I just find it comical that Batman is one of the most autistic characters in all of fiction, and nobody seems to actually like notice, despite it being right in their faces.
Oh yeah, because he's got hyper bat autism.
Didn't he like literally have like a backup storage thing in his brain in case he gets hijacked in the comics, that the backup personality will then kick in?
Oh god, yes, Zur-En-Arr. Zur-En-Arr, which he literally created as a backup personality in case, like, in case I get, like, hypnotized or any of this kind of stuff, Zur-En-Arr will kick in, and so I'll fucking just beat everybody up.
Hyper bad autism for the win. Okay, that's not in this rewrite though. We're not.
Zur-En-Arr does not exist. I'm not. In fact, I think Zur-En-Arr is such a stupid story that I'm like, I don't think he should exist at all.
It does get a bit ridiculous where it's like people complain about Superman. It's like where a lot of the thing that Batman does is because I'm Batman.
Batman practically can prep time a like out of any situation, which is bullshit.
Yeah. But anyways, we will be moving on. As well as forcibly recruiting other villains into their ranks. We will not be... Would we have any other heroes that might be trying to help? Or would it just be the Titans and the League?
This is where it would be where if we have to run into this type of stuff, this is where we would run into people like Booster Gold or Ted Cord.
Yeah.
Like, maybe Booster Gold shows up because, like, Booster heard about this in the future, so he's come to, like, stop Brainiac. But because he's Booster Gold, he keeps getting in the way.
Yeah. But, and then of course we have a payoff where, because he's Booster Gold, he still helps save the day, and he helps contribute. Because he's the greatest hero you've never heard of.
But, like, they've got to go get equipment that would hurt metahumans. So they've got that kind of stuff, but, like, maybe they're just like, I've heard Ted Cord's in the area. And then that's where we play a mission where we have to defend, like, the Beetle Mobile, whatever that... I forgot what that thing is called. I'll turn off.
I forgot what it's called, too. But yeah, just kind of have that mission. You go to Ted. Ted goes, "Hey, how's Bruce doing?" "Oh, you know, Bruce got kidnapped and he's gonna be brainwashed." You're like, "Well, that's no good. Anyway, here's some technology."
Yeah, and the problem, not even the problem. I personally wouldn't view this as inherently a problem, but probably some people would be. That we don't want to make this, like, Cameo the game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like this would all... At the same time, there's nothing wrong with having Cameo the game because, like, the DC universe is just that expansive.
Yeah. Well, we wouldn't have too many. We'd have, like, just a couple.
Honestly, the reason I say that is because, like, you know, there would just be a few heroes that would just be generally not necessarily part of a big team effort, but would just be kind of doing their own thing. In the case of, like, you say you're doing the Blue Beetle mission, Jaime shows up for a little bit.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the mission, he goes back and, like, say there, Green Lantern during this story, since he's not involved just yet, let's say he's, like, in orbit with a lot of the other, like, he's with excuse me, Supergirl and Power Girl. Like they're doing an orbital defense while this is a defense on the ground.
Yeah.
So what's the next point?
They attempt to apprehend Lex Luthor to obtain his knowledge, but he is killed by a now brainwashed Flash. The Suicide Squad narrowly escaped due to Wonder Woman's intervention.
I don't want to say I've got nothing, but we've kind of been talking so much that it's almost like what we've been talking about kind of overrides that just by default.
Yeah, we'll just still skip it then. She uses her lasso to tell the Flash to find a way to stop Brainiac, with him replying that the only way is to kill her friends.
So that's just dumb in and of itself.
Yeah. So in this case, we could have something similar where, like, Wonder Woman has a lasso around the Flash, and the Flash does tell her, and he tells her that they need to just destroy a thingamabob or whatever, or
that or maybe it's just a lie. Like Flash mind controlled says it's irreversible.
Yeah.
But because Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman, who has her own iron will, just refuses to believe that.
Yeah, she just refuses. Yeah, she refuses to believe. She refuses to believe it. Yeah, she'll go. Yeah, no, no. But you have to kill us, Diana, and then she just goes, no. It's like she just turns into Rogel Dorn. No.
No. Would the Suicide Squad make another cameo, like in the sense that Boomerang just... This is when Boomerang doesn't kill him, but puts a boomerang in Flash's side. In an attempt. Okay.
Yeah, like Wonder Woman has him like restrained basically, and he's like fighting back, and Boomerang, because he's, he hates the Flash. He sees this opportunity, and he like throws a boomerang into Flash's side, and that just messes everything up.
And then that could even contribute to like the gameplay side of it, and the boomerang hitting Flash is what kind of makes him struggle even more. And then can he vibrate through the lasso of truth?
I don't know. He might. I don't know if he can in the comics, but in this one, we can say that because we've established that Barry is like just constantly trying to fight through it, like the lasso of truth, like doing its thing. Like Barry doesn't want to because he wants to tell them, or he's just not doing it because he like wants to be restrained.
Right, and the pain is what causes like the mind control to sort of kick into overdrive, and that's why he like breaks out, and that's what leads to the Flash boss fight. .tm.
Yeah.
So in this case, so what is the actual weakness that Batman would do, like, for the Flash? Because the Flash is basically in either Tower of Babel. I know in Justice League Doom, the plan was to get a bomb, latch a bomb onto his wrist, and basically he tires himself out. Then the bomb explodes. No, that's not even his actual contingency. That was the modified one.
Yeah, that was the one that Ra's al Ghul did in the comic, but Vandal Savage in the movie.
Yeah, Vandal Savage. I'm more familiar with Justice League Doom than I am the actual Tower of Babel story. So, the plan is, so in this case, I guess negative speed force weapons.
Well, like I guess, but like
I mean, to be fair, for what we're doing and within the time period, like this is only like an hour, and we're only on like our first boss fight. Like this doesn't need to be like the most concrete thing ever, but it's something that we're forming like a bullet point type deal.
They could just contain energy of the Speed Force, and like it could like maybe not it could like cancel out some of like some of Barry's stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like Batman has like kind of like found a way because Batman to like get bits and pieces of the Speed Force here and there when Flash like runs off, you know.
Yeah.
Just little bits, and like he kind of sorts up over time, and like they're in like little charges, right? He just throws, and
Right.
like they kind of like have like a, I mean, and because and because it's Speed Force energy, it matches the Flash's speed or something
Okay.
like that.
So, we have the Flash boss fight and uh, uh, little like split second like gameplay cameos of each of the Suicide Squad members trying to do their own thing of trying to kill the Flash. You do your own thing of, but you beat him down and it breaks the devices.
Yeah, which by and Raven sets up like a massive barrier around us and like is holding it up to keep the Suicide Squad members from coming in.
Okay, and so it ends up like, I guess like mechanic wise, would that create like you as the Raven player have to keep the barrier, like you almost have to do like a mini fight between Enchantress?
Yeah, you could do that. Like Enchantress is trying to like break it, but like if you're playing as Raven, you have to like prevent them from trying to break free. And like we could we could assign different roles to the different like individuals that are trying to do different things, but we don't. Yeah, we're just coming up with this on the top of our heads.
Mm-hmm.
But that could be one thing where like, and then Enchantress is trying to counter it, but then you just have like a straight up like fight with Enchantress and Raven, like doing like just having a magic fight while Raven's holding up the barrier.
Right.
And like the barrier has like a health, just like a generic health bar that like the more the more hits you take, the like it's kind of it's basically kind of connected to your health, but it, in a weird, you know what I mean? Like when you take damage, it takes damage.
Right, because it could almost be like love, like not an allegory. It could be sort of like a measurement of like Raven's concentration.
Yeah, like a concentration spell in D&D essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could, yeah, and then you could just we could just find, and then like maybe Connor, because he's the fastest of the ones inside the barrier, he's the one that's trying to like doing his best, well maybe not like succeeding, but like doing his best to try and like throw the bomb at the right moment, since he can like probably perceive the Flash the best.
Right. Oh wait, fuck, did we say Wally was part of this roster?
We did. Oh, we forgot.
Fuck, this would just be a straight up one-on-one between Flash.
Yeah,
no,
this would just be
fuck, no, so if we were to keep the 4-player dynamic, we'll stick with the people we got. So,
Yeah,
we have to explain why does Wally just not exist, or Wally's doing some... No, Wally could actually be the sort of, like, boss fight mechanic. While you've got the barrier up, Wally's basically the one that's, like, slowing him down enough to, make your attacks actually mean it to him.
Yeah, like he's he's sort of he's countering the Flash's Speed Force with his own Speed Force.
Yeah.
Or we could have Gorilla Grodd use the Still Force.
No. No, these guys are... Congratulations if anyone gets a broken arm or broken leg, it's because you just mentioned that. I hope these broken bones are on your consciousness. It was me
care.
all
They're
along,
villains.
Bruce.
They're villains.
It was me, Austin. Oh,
For those
son
who
of a
don't
bitch.
know, the Still Force is the opposite of the Speed Force. It represents entropy in the universe.
Guy's broken leg now. He'll never walk again.
But anyways,
That man has a concussion.
I will be right back. I have to take my meds now.
While he's going to do that, all of this is because we just really don't like this idea of butchering our heroes. It just, I don't like the idea of killing the Justice League. I'm just not that comfortable with it. And it feels really weird that Rocksteady, the guys who made fucking some of the greatest Batman games, literally the one I'm playing in front of everyone, and this is just, like, this was their next great game after Arkham Knight. It's insane. It's stupid. To the maximum degree. This is, like, I don't even know if I would write something like Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. I don't, as I say that oddly, you say its full name. I don't even know if I'd write something like this, even if I was in my most spiteful and dickhead mood. I just don't think I'd write something like this. It's just not to say I can't write something cynical or not quote unquote mean spirited. Hell, the Ray movie for me would just be literally Ray just getting not tortured for 2 hours, but it involved getting her shit kicked in because of all characters that deserve it. It'd be Ray. But like even with that, I'm still trying to like write a good like character and story drama and what she could do with the idea of like, okay, I have no choice but to write that she's rebuilding the Jedi Order. Okay, what does she do? Okay, so does she immediately just rip off what Luke did, but she does it? No. And instead, like, just talk about, like, how, like, I don't know, like, see, the problem is like, it is just one-to-one, like, just what Luke was supposed to do. Like, it's where you're almost, like, not self-defeating. It's its own bullshit.
I have returned, and I have returned with an orange.
Do you think in your heart of hearts you could write something as, like, cynical and mean-spirited as the Suicide Squad game?
No.
That's literally what I was talking about while you were gone. I'm like, I don't think I've got it in me. And I've literally went, like, on a whole tangent on, like, I mean, yeah, the Ray movie would just be me having Ray get her ass kicked for 2 hours, but there'd still be, like, character development and shit.
Yeah. There would, like, be a point.
Because if I wanted to just watch Ray torture porn, I first off wouldn't watch that because I'm not a actual psychopath. I just joke about being one.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to kill my heroes. Like,
Yeah, neither do I.
So with Flash quote unquote cured, but he's unconscious, I would say, like, for narrative and mechanical reasons, let's just say being under control of the Brainiac stuff puts you in a coma for the time period. For the time being.
Like, because like your brain gets all sort of messed up, and there might be also a process where you do need to remove the whatever bits of Brainiac tech that's in your body, which could be like nanites and shit.
Yeah, which could honestly literally be like that's what Cyborg's doing.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that could be what he could be doing. So we can have him in the story.
Yeah, because it just feels weird, the idea of Cyborg not being in anything, because as much as I think it's weird that he's a League member, I mean, I still like Cyborg.
Yeah, I do too.
Victor's a great character. Doom Patrol is a great show that actually shows like how to properly write somebody like Cyborg.
The original Teen Titans.
Well, yeah, that of course, but in live action as opposed to the Ray Fisher's interpretation.
Yeah, which is not. It's also weird. Once again, Joss coming in to try and save Snyder's fucking mess.
Yeah.
Didn't do a good job, but to be fair, he had like only a couple months.
A couple months, but at the same time, his reshoots like repaired so much more damage. Like one of my favorite lines actually is like, I believe it's the world needs Superman and the team needs Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing Batman say that, The problem is
Yeah.
like this is the same Batman that tried to kill him.
Yeah, it's the conflict of canon where you could argue the Snyder Cut is more canon with Snyder's garbage, but it's not.
It's not a
it's
good
less
movie.
canon. Yeah, but also, by the way, Joss's cut is more in canon with the rest of the universe, but that's a whole other tangent. Alright, go. Squad is supplied with anti-Speed Force tech. We've already gone over this.
Yeah.
Which they used to kill the Flash, and then Captain Boomerang pisses on his corpse. And
That's what you want to do, right? When you like the, I'm not even the biggest Flash fan. In fact, I fucking outright hate the CW show. That's what you want to do, right? You want to piss on the Flash's body, right?
The thing is, it's in character for Captain Boomerang to want to do it, but the fact it's like King Shark is like saying, you know, it's a shame that we had to kill this hero. He did save our lives. And like he's trying to give this a eulogy. And then Captain Boomerang comes and starts pissing on his corpse, and they all comment on how big of a dick he has.
Ugh.
It's like so mean-spirited.
Mean-spirited, not even funny.
No.
Like, you want to talk about something that could be viewed as mean-spirited, but it's actually, like, kind of funny? We recently watched Scooby-Doo, and while it's pretty mean-spirited to just throw Scrappy-Doo out of the van and just drive on without him, at the same time, yeah, that was pretty funny. Like, I'm your new leader, that or I'm out of here. Cut.
Eat it out.
Yeah, the jump cut. He's thrown out. I'm pretty sure on his head.
Yeah, on his head.
I'm cute enough to be a Powerpuff Girl. Like, that's actually funny, and isn't me while being mean-spirited to people who like Scrappy. All 5 of you.
Yeah. But no, that just comes off as not just mean-spirited, but just intentionally disrespectful.
Yeah, and again, just not funny in the sense of it's just trying to be, it's just trying to have like quippy Marvel humor for the sake of not. Just for the sake of it, not realizing like why that style of humor actually works.
Yeah. Green Lantern arrives and forces the squad to flee through one of Brainiac's portals. The squad finds themselves transported to Earth 2, an alternate Earth that
Wait,
is
what?
already. Yeah.
So this I clearly didn't see. What? It's a multiverse story.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Since when?
Since this game.
How dare you?
But yeah, there's a multiverse because everything has to have a multiverse.
Okay, read the segment and we'll see if it even needs to be fucking part of it.
The squad finds themselves transported to Earth 2, an alternate Earth that was already destroyed by Brainiac. They also meet an alternate version of Luthor who reveals himself to have been collaborating with Earth 1's version to prepare for Brainiac's invasion.
What does that collar do? Why is it making that noise?
It's the suicide collar, but it sounds weird.
No,
Well,
no.
first off, the Lex Luthor is like, that whole Lex bed isn't in our version, so we can fucking cut that shit out.
Drops too low. The alarm goes off. Crash team rushes in.
Okay, so I'm not sure because like part of me is thinking like, okay, if we have to have Luthor involved in the story, then they just then there's no Earth. It's no Earth 2. They just go to Luthor.
Yeah, let's go to Luthor, but like, I'm just saying, cut the multiverse shit completely. Fuck it.
Oh wait, always. I think like that. So I guess new part of the whiteboard of like things that are just part of this no multiverse shit. Not
Yeah.
Or if I was to ever do a multiverse story, I feel like I feel like it'd be years after like one of my main stories was finished, and it'd just be like different variations of one scenario.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, like, hot take, Flashpoint isn't even that good.
I've only seen the movie. I haven't read this. I haven't read the comic.
It's still so the problem with the story in general is just the site to me
It's a
is
Flash story, not like a reboot story, right?
yeah, it's a Flash story that just rebooted the whole fucking universe. And I have that issue with a lot of comic book characters. I hate the fact that One More Day practically is a reboot for Marvel.
Yeah, because they undo a lot of things. Like it's not just the marriage between MJ and Peter. Don't they undo the unmasking of Spider-Man?
They no, so the masking isn't undone. It's just no one remembers.
Oh,
They're just like, I've seen his face, but we can't remember what it looked like.
but like, wouldn't that just be like part of the fucking like? Well, that was on live news, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So those things would still exist.
it's more like again because comic books are stupid. They didn't think that through.
God damn it! Fucking,
Because
why can't Peter Parker just be married with MJ with a kid and be happy?
well, I mean, it's gotten to the point where we literally have like self-insert author man fucking Mary Jane and now they have kids. So anyway,
I'm
do they
sad.
leave the multiverse
I
part
hate-
of the story soon?
Hold on. Luthor 2 transports the squad back to their dimension and warns them that Waller will get them killed as her Earth 2 version did to her own squad. The squad breaks into Wayne Enterprises' secret bank vault where they find Wonder Woman crafting a kryptonite-based shield. So that could be where we answer a good question. How does Brainiac get his hands on Superman?
In this instance, it would have to be because Superman's been leading the fight in orbit that Brainiac just focuses all his forces at the given moment on Clark and finally takes him.
Yeah, and obviously kryptonite shenanigans as well.
Yeah, because I don't even know how I got seen. Fuck. Cause yeah, I can't. Like there's not only of his multitude of weaknesses, the idea that Brainiac got Superman by just basically overwhelming odds, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's this big shocking cutscene of watching. So I was almost writing. Sorry, part of my brain was almost writing this as a death scene when it's like that's not the thing of this. No, but we are. It is a cutscene of you are watching Superman get beaten down. He's not dead, but he is getting pretty messed up.
And yeah,
Pretty
I mean, you could have,
bruised
like,
up as like, because I would imagine in this because this Justice League's been going on for a while. This it's not just the one skull ship. This is like multiple of them, and at the point that Brainiac like it just throws like the husk of one at Clark.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then it basically becomes like priority one. We gotta get it becomes the next step. They have to get on Brainiac's ship.
Yeah, they did. Yep. That's one step. Yep.
Okay, what's the next thing in the synopsis so we can bridge the some points.
All right. After she leaves, Luthor 2 secures Yellow Lantern batteries Batman was keeping as a contingency plan against Green Lantern and gives them to the squad. How the did he get Yellow Lantern batteries?
It was I remember this in the game. It's the cutscene I watched. It turns out they John Stewart gave him one.
Oh, in case he goes rogue, or
Yeah.
oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess. All right, that's cool. He also reveals that Waller has no intention of granting the squad their freedom, which is something they should have already figured out.
Yeah, this is so. Yeah, and we jokingly every time this would be just we'd intercept radio communications. We'd hear them just like some banter of them trying to break out as usual.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, Boomerang, you can't figure this out. Uh, Stow it, you cunt. No, you can't say cunt in a rated T game.
Oh, we're rating it T?
I mean, it can
I have no
be
problem
it
with
can
it.
be M. I don't see
I
it.
have no problem with it being T. It was just
Do you automatically assume because it's me that it'd be rated M?
well, I don't know. It's I don't know. But yeah,
No,
I
it's,
think T is fine.
Well, with the mature things that's happening, actually, like I think an M rating would just be given in general.
Yeah, so that way he could say cunt and all sorts of Australian things.
Well, I was just see, I don't know how to write Captain Boomerang without just making like insert Australian joke, including probably when you have to deal with him. He makes a Steve or Irwin joke.
Yeah, he makes a joke about Steve Irwin, and then literally everybody just tells him that that's not cool, and then he should be ashamed of himself.
That's like kind of one of my favorite jokes from Tropic Thunder, and it's like being led around by Crocodile Dundee. That man's a national hero. You step back. Dingo ate your baby. You know that's a real thing, right? Dingo just came up and snatched a little kid.
That is a real thing.
Yeah.
That was a huge deal.
It's just funny how like he kind of like so he talks in that movie. He's talking about like not breaking character till the DVD commentary. That's for a split second he kind of broke character. So
we could even like when we pick up their like them communicating. We can we pick up like the radio stuff. Like they're even trying to like say like we gotta get these bombs out of our heads. We know why.
No, that's literally what I was talking about. Yeah, that's when I was trying to tell my bad Australian joke. Is that we catch mid communications of they're trying their best to they're doing their own schemes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have to have some sort of private comms. Otherwise, if they make these things and like, because I want to avoid the, I can hear you, right, from Waller.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, why would the Suicide Squad have private communications?
Maybe like maybe it's like I don't know that like Dick has like certain like devices around the city to like pick up like where like Brainiac bots are like moving around and whatnot, and like he picks up them talking to each other.
Yeah, they're not talking over the radio. This is a physical conversation they're having.
Yeah. Or Connor picks it up with a super hearing.
Yeah, that could actually be like a multitude of like the effect that each player is experiencing. That little cutscene, not a cutscene, that little dialogue.
Yeah. Alright, either letting them get killed or using Brainiac's mind control technology on them. Otherwise, the squad then confront and kill Green Lantern, temporarily disabling the shield protecting Brainiac's ship. Waller attempts to call a nuclear strike on Brainiac, willing to sacrifice the squad, but a brainwashed Superman thwarts their plans.
Okay, so that was we'll have to almost break that down step by step, because I'm sorry, she uses a nuke. What?
Yeah, she calls a nuclear strike on Brainiac's skull ship.
Middle of Metropolis.
I mean, Metropolis is pretty much fucked. Like, I think they said like 99% of the populace was either reduced to fucking ashes or brainwashed and turned into monsters.
Huh.
Yeah, the majority of Metropolis is just gone. Like the population's just gone. Like there's like literally like statues of people that turn to ashes when you walk into them.
I
'Cause,
saw
like,
that when Mahler was playing. I thought that would just be like a chunk of the population and not.
I think they said 99%. I could be wrong though. Like Lois Lane is still alive.
Yeah, in fact, Lois. Uh, there's a segment. I'll try to send your way. There's a segment that uses one of those Lois Lane news breakdowns to show like to tell you everybody else like, yeah, Batman's dead, and it's actually used as a tribute to Kevin.
Oh. I mean, I guess that's nice.
Yeah, in the game you fucking killed him, man.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like you put it. I'm pretty sure you put that in retroactively because when you knew how this shit was gonna go.
First, you got a little got a you got a little something. There you go. So, I think this would be a good point for. This would be when either Green Lantern does get taken over, or this is when or we need some way to bridge like how are they gonna get onto Brainiac's ship.
Raven could probably do like some like magic shit, but like they would need to have an opening in the force field to do it. And like that could be a thing where like I don't know, like Supergirl and Power Girl and whoever else that's like in low orbit like hits the portal with everything they have, and for a the portal, but the shield, and for a split second it fades, and then Raven's able to like, you know, like get them all in her like soul self and like
Joker's thugs
go
will try to
through
get
it
into
and
that
smash
office.
through the
It
ship.
looks like they couldn't get through the main door.
Or something
To
like
find
that.
a different way in.
Okay, so in our version, I guess there's just not going to be a Green Lantern does not either, whether it be Hal Jordan, John Stewart, or Guy Gardner, doesn't fall to the mind control. Actually, it's
Can fall to the mind control, but I mean he doesn't have
Then
to fall to the mind control.
I don't think he does either, because this is one of like this is one of those times where like my Green Lantern knowledge is spotty. Can a Green Lantern even be like full on mind controlled? That can be sort of hypnotized. That was like Kyle Rayner's like whole thing in Tower of Babel.
I mean, like Hal Jordan was possessed by Parallax.
I don't like talking about that.
Yeah, I know, but you were like trying to look feel examples. I'm like, well, Hal Jordan was possessed by Parallax and like had this weird.
It's because Hal Jordan being possessed by Parallax is a weird fucking retcon as to why he just suddenly was evil.
Well, no, wasn't the reason why he was just evil is because like he had that one bad day.
Yeah, Coast City was exploded. He tried to recreate all of it with his ring, and he was so overwhelmed with grief that when the Green Lantern Corps pretty much said, "Hey, because you did this thing, shithead, you gotta turn your ring in," he decided to be evil.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. That I can see how that doesn't make sense.
And that is why evil Hal Jordan is really annoying, and also like why I don't like it. Secondly, I like Hal. I like Hal over everybody else. I'm oddly enough not that big of a fan of John Stewart.
John Stewart was my first Green Lantern from the Justice League cartoon, but I could take John, Kyle, or Hal. You know, you can change them. I don't really care. But I guess we could say that because the Green Lantern Corps is the whole idea is willpower. Brainiac, you could just probably doesn't even want to try with that shit because
because
and Batman are going to be tough enough as it is.
I mean, let's also remember that like in continuity, the Scarab, the thing attached to Jaime's back, like is like this planet destroying thing. And it's terrified of a Green Lantern Corps. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah, so we could just say that the like Green Lanterns is like there could even like be like a line of dialogue to maybe to try to explain it a way that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, we could have like the other people in orbit, like they're the ones that like manage to get the shields down just a little bit, so Raven can either teleport them in there, or if you want them to like, or if you don't want to do that, you could just have Raven be the one to open up the like to be able to like open up the force field enough for the others to get in there, but you just won't be able to play as Raven, which would be really lame.
I guess you'd either swap her out with a different hero, or no, it wouldn't be. Yeah, you'd have to swap her out because you can't just suddenly not in your 4-player game just suddenly be like, nope, this mission's 3 people only.
Yeah, I would just have the whole thing where like she teleports them
Or
in
like it's an
because they're not
astral
opening.
form of her. Yeah, I'd rather do is she goes with the teleport. She goes with them and
Yeah,
teleporter.
yeah, teleporter like does like the soul self like Raven thing and just darts at it as fast as possible.
So what's next on the thing?
Wonder Woman and Superman begin battling each other as the squad attempts to escort Waller to safety inside the Hall of Justice. Wonder Woman stabs Superman with a shard of kryptonite, but he survives and kills her before retreating to Brainiac's ship.
Oh, Superman just kills Wonder Woman.
Yep, he just does.
Okay.
I just love how you died inside for like 2 seconds.
Because I just, like, this game sickens me, and I think, and like the tangent that I was going on while you were taking your meds, is that the people who made that game made this.
Yeah.
What's considered like one of the greatest like achievements in gaming. Like this is
Well, the same company. I don't think the same people.
that might be true. It might be a completely different team. Uh, when I talk about this kind of stuff, I mainly associate the like I don't think about the team. I think of just the brand. So that's just its own thing. The point
Well,
being
yeah,
is that
because if we're being honest, like the head writer and the person in charge of Last of Us 1 was not in charge of Last of Us 2. Yeah, Neil Druckmann was a big part of Last of Us 1, but he had a but some he was on a leash. And when taken
right.
off that leash, but yeah, I guess, and this is the part where I guess earlier in the game, we'll just kind of like put this in. We have a scene where like Batman manages to escape, but you kind of like go back to like an Arkham style type of deal inside Brainiac's ship where you have to sneak around because Batman's not necessarily too weak to like do this stuff, but he knows that he can't get into a fight. So you have to do like so kind of an Arkham style sneaking around, sort of like an homage. And then he finds Superman, and they are trying to break Superman. He's like they have like all this shit like wired into his head. Like there's there's like kryptonite like in on his chair to like weaken him, or there's like red sunlight lamps like in the room. It's just bathed in red sunlight.
I would imagine, like, I'm willing to just throw everything at the wall and just say, yeah, it's all of them. The room's bathed in red sunlight. He's basically got kryptonite in his face.
Yeah, he's like sitting in a kryptonite chair, and they have and like they're and like he has like they has like electrodes that have been drilled into his skull, and like they're just trying to do everything they can, but because it's Superman, he is like just giving them the hardest time imaginable.
Making me just picture just a chair, not like a throne or anything, but just like a folding chair, like a desk chair, just made of kryptonite.
Brainiac's like, this was all
It's all I could afford. Do you know how hard it was?
You keep breaking my things. What do you think that do you think I do not do you think I don't spend any money on this? Do you don't have any idea how expensive it is to have an armada of skull ships? It's not cheap.
Do you know how hard it was just to make that hinge for that folding chair? It's made. This is rock. It's not metal.
But unfortunately, this is where Superman is broken. Because it has just been a constant stream of like electrical shocks directly going into his brain, like just trying to infect him with nanites and stuff, because even under the red sunlight, his like Kryptonian biology is just really hard to kind of crack. But eventually it takes hold, and when it does, it's not a pretty sight.
We're really putting that M rating to use.
Batman doesn't die. Batman is restrained by Superman, and then he's taken back to his. After Batman tries to free Superman, of course, and like he tries to like do computertisms, but he just doesn't have time to understand how it works, because it's a bunch of alien shit that he doesn't recognize. Because even Batman has limits to what he can do.
Right.
And then and you could even have him like almost do it, like he's just telling Clark to fight it, like fight and like reminding him of Lois, and like reminding him that he's going to be a dad. You know, we kind of plant the seeds of baby Jonathan in there.
No, I would go full on just mentioning Jonathan by name, actually, because if Damien's around, it's like you gotta just keep fighting Clark. It's Jonathan's 10th birthday, and Damien wants to be there too.
Yeah, and it's like we see it working, and then he just says, I'm trying, Bruce.
The bromance is real in these scenes, because Batman and Superman should be best fucking friends.
Yes, they should be. And
I'm trying to make sure this doesn't sound too self-indulgent, but at the end of the day, it's like this is our story, damn it.
Yeah, but like he's getting through, and then we just get Brainiac's full reveal. He just comes walking out because he's been paying he's been trying to do it himself, because only he and his like full weird alien techno power has the ability to break Superman.
Right.
And that's of course we see it. He restrains Superman. I'm sorry, Batman. Batman is taken, and then eventually Batman is also broken. Where's Wonder Woman in all this, actually?
Wonder Woman's going with you in your mission of getting onto the ship.
Okay, yeah. And we can even have that Wonder Woman versus Superman fight, and except no one kills each other.
No one kills each other, and you know what? I'd imagine this is actually like a two-pronged boss fight. In the background, Diana is fighting Clark, while the players have to fight Batman.
Yeah. And more specifically, an enhanced Batman with Brainiac tech.
What? So he's got like almost his like some weird Brainiac mech suit.
We could either have that, or Dick tells the others to go find Brainiac himself while he fights Batman alone.
Okay.
I actually think that would be a lot better.
Are they all gone?
Yeah, and
Yes.
meanwhile, Dick is trying to like get into Bruce's head.
And then he calls Bruce Dad, and that basically makes him just stop in his tracks.
Yeah, no. In shock of all shocks, we're not gonna basically replay Crime Alley in his head for the 1700th time.
No, like what we're going to do is we're going to have like maybe a little flashback to Dick's Dick's 11th birthday, I guess, because Dick Grayson. No, is it Dick Grayson age 12?
Age 12.
So we go to his like 13th birthday, and like Bruce got him a cake, and he got him like a present, and it's not a great present, but the fact that Bruce got him a present in the first place, like even Dick at that age understands that like Bruce isn't good at this stuff, but he's genuinely trying.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of just like, and like Batman just kind of like, he doesn't like, he just tells Dick to like do it, and by do it, he just no, not kill him. He just like we just see like, we see him like kind of like take down his cowl, and then like Dick just gives him one big ass punch to the face, and like that knocks the absolute shit out of him. Or he takes one of his are they the ghillie sticks?
Oh,
His batons.
yeah, his compy sticks. Not compy
Yeah,
sticks.
like he takes one and just
Eskrima sticks.
Eskrima sticks, thank you. He takes one and just whams it across in Bruce's head, but they're the taser ones, so it also sends a shock into his head that like knocks him the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Sorry, Bruce." And then he goes to try and catch up with the others. Meanwhile, with Diana and Superman, we do have like a really cool fight where like Superman. This is a Superman that's just not holding back, and it shows because it definitely does show because he is just annihilating Diana. Like it's gonna be a tough fight. Like mechanics wise, it's going to be a tough fight. Not impossible, but a very tough fight.
Yeah, for every like hit Diana lands on Clark, like Clark lands 5, for instance.
Yeah, obviously you would have played it as Diana earlier in the game to get her controls down, but it's gonna emphasis on dodging and potentially blocking as well.
Yeah.
But once you manage to whittle down his health, obviously we go to cutscene land, and should we do the whole scene from Justice League where Wonder Woman just goes, "Kal-El, you are the last son of Krypton," except it's like you are Clark Kent.
Come on, kid, this way.
Or is that just too hokey?
Is he okay?
No, it would be so. It wouldn't be that. Diana's finally knocked out, hurled against a wall, and Connor has to like he has to charge at the clone has to charge against the person he was created to fight as a Cadmus creation, and it's just like it is that similar. Like, remember who you are Clark Kent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then we get like a Clark versus Superman fight, and it's
Clark versus Connor
Superboy.
versus.
I'm sorry,
You're fine.
But Clark versus Superboy fight, and it's a little bit easier because I would imagine it would Connor be at least above. I don't think Connor would be above Diana, because isn't he only? Or was it? No, that was the retcon that he's had.
No, but he has more versatile powers. Essentially, you'd have to, in this version, you'd sort of have to just outwit him.
Yeah. Yeah, and like once you stagger him, you could like get like good combos on him.
And I don't know, and I guess more Suicide Squad cameos. You've got in this Suicide Squad cameos, you've got Deathstroke with a kryptonite sword.
Oh, what? Like, okay, so Deadshot has a kryptonite bullet, and he manages to take a shot at Superman. Then Connor, because they've been fighting for quite a while, and Superman's not tired, but you can see that he's starting to like wear down a little bit. Connor then jumps in front of the kryptonite bullet. He gets hit in the shoulder. Doesn't get hit in the heart. He gets hit in the shoulder. But like we through like some of the communicate like overhearing what they were like planning out, the bullet isn't meant to do a through and through. When it hits you, it stops, so it stays inside you. So the kryptonite stays inside Connor, and he's just kind of like weakened from that.
Right.
And then just seeing that, like Superman doesn't break free, but he just stops. You know,
That in a show of his greatest showing of control, his display of power or something.
yeah. Like Diana slowly wakes up and she just knocks Superman out. But in order to knock Superman out, she has to like punch him until her hands are like, kind of like how her hands were in that one JLU episode when she beat up Mongol.
Oh, I was actually about to say till her hands as broken as it was in oh shit, what was it? It wasn't Final Crisis. What was the comic when the famous one where she snaps Maxwell Lord's neck?
Oh, that's Countdown to Infinite Crisis or something like that. It was the lead up to Infinite Crisis. I know which one you're talking about though.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, her hands are messed up, so she can't really help that much.
Yeah, by this point she's as hospitalized as everybody else.
But so then, who's gonna be the fourth person on the squad then? Because Connor's out.
How comparable in strength is Miss Martian?
I mean, she's even a fraction the strength of Jean. She should be able to contend with at least Connor.
Problem that I'm.
I got one. It is a bit of an ass pull, but like at the end of the game, Starfire comes crashing through the fucking through the skull ship, I guess.
So by this point, when they've rescued everybody, they're trying to make I guess to make your little thing work. Once they've gotten everybody, they're trying to recapture everybody again, and it's only why aren't they going up? It's only after all of this that turns out she was actually part of the in orbit fight for the past few hours, but didn't have a chance to communicate with anyone because they've just been so busy fighting. That's when she crashes through the hull.
Yeah, we could establish that early in the game that she gets a call from, let's say, Green Lantern. It says, "We need you down here now, Corey." And she decides to go, and then like we can like get accustomed to her mechanics as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then she comes crashing through, and then we have the big fight with Brainiac.
So this is sounding pretty close to the end of the game, but where are we in the Suicide Squad game?
Okay. Luthor 2 theorizes that Brainiac changed Superman's DNA to be more resistant to kryptonite, and suggests capturing Batman so he can devise a countermeasure. The Suicide Squad captured Batman in his hideout and take him to Luthor 2. Oh, you're gonna hate this.
Oh, if this is it they're talking about the Batcave reveal stuff?
No. Who develops gold kryptonite to combat Superman.
So, that's not the worst. I'm not gonna make it.
I don't I don't know. Just when I saw the gold kryptonite, I'm like, oh, stop, please stop.
I mean, gold kryptonite, I don't. So, the
I
various
don't.
forms of kryptonite is not the problem. It's how
Yeah,
they're used.
yeah.
Well, except pink kryptonite.
Pink kryptonite should just, not exist.
Because that's just stupid. Kryptonite, the only things that it just turns you gay.
Yep, you're a bundle of sticks, Harry.
I'm. What?
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just I am also very, very tired. Um,
So, DNA is resistant to kryptonite. Then what?
with no further use for Batman.
Oh yeah, yeah. Harley shoots him in the face. Yeah.
That's not happening. Superman
Yeah.
is lured out and subsequently killed with the squad's gold kryptonite weapons. No, Superman lives. Fuck you. However, Brainiac captures them and intends to brainwash the Suicide Squad into his minions. Why? Why not just kill them? Luthor 2 rescues them and reveals that he has learned there are 13 different Brainiacs spread across the different dimensions working together to take over the entire multiverse. All right, so
I'm not even gonna attempt to do that shit. So yeah, if it feels like we've just abandoned our thing of just using the sort of the scale the framework, it's because this is just so shit that it's just like, no, no, thank you.
no. So what happens is that Brainiac is defeated by the Titans. Which, by the way, I don't think we wouldn't call them the Teen Titans. We would just call them
It just be the Titans. Yeah.
The Justice they defeat Brainiac. We might get some sequel. Well, no, we won't sequel bait. We won't sequel bait.
I would imagine because of like EMPs or whatever of defeating Brainiac's ship, they create. It's the joke of like, oh that that fried the Suicide Squad bombs. Yeah.
Yeah. Like so they don't have the bombs in their heads anymore, and they're like, yeah, we did it, but the League and the Titans kind of go, yeah, you did. You're free. Like, yeah, enjoy it while it lasts, and they recapture the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, if this is like, if we have to go like same game structure, that could be like end game content.
Yeah. Where you play as the Suicide Squad.
No, where you like play as the members just trying to capture the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, like they managed to like, you know, they managed to escape. Yeah. And the game story proper ends with everybody at Spire and Dick's wedding. Batman is the best man.
Superman officiates the wedding.
Yeah, he does. Yes, yep. We could even have, and then Booster Gold is the priest.
Well,
and he goes, "What? I was ordained."
Any closer, and I'll paint the room crimson with her blood.
So yeah, I mean, like that was like not the most in-depth fix, but I at least think that that basic skeleton is a lot better.
oh yeah, it's because like we have that first thing of giving a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I really think that's probably like probably not the best way to go, but a much better way to go. And you know, it's always good to have Titans like content.
Yeah.
I think the Titans are a very underutilized superhero group these days.
It also would work as just a just for a gameplay allegory. Like the Batman type characters played is Nightwing. The Wonder Woman is Donna Troy. The Superman, Superboy.
Yep.
Like, it would make a really decent. I think this would make a way better video game. Uh,
Oh, we got I got like the last little bit here.
oh, we
forgot to
completely
read.
forgot that was Poison Ivy not mentioned at all in the synopsis,
No.
or
she
Toy
wasn't.
Man.
Oh no, no Toyman either.
Huh.
Which, by the way, the fact that fucking they made Poison Ivy lolly bait is fucking weird.
I mean, so it's weird. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, why they made it. The idea that Poison Ivy comes back to life after dying in night makes sense, because it was hinted at in Arkham Knight that that she would come back. But yeah, not as a kid.
Yeah. Which, and it also doesn't really make any sense that, like, wasn't Harley still madly in love with the Joker in Arkham Knight?
Yes.
Yeah, and the Joker died in Arkham City.
They don't like to talk about that.
Yeah.
Oracle. Dr. Young.
But I think that's about as much thinking as my brain can do tonight.
Yeah.
Before she died, she told me
Not the most in-depth like story creation, but keep in mind like this amount. Like, I mean, this is probably one of the
and destroyed by Joker.
probably one of the easier plot creation things we could do.
And he's the only chance we
Yeah.
have to get past these
Like,
gates.
this is basically what like in the starting of a first draft.
Yeah. This
We're
is, like, the
just
general
we're
outline
just
before
yeah
you
we're
go
just
into the
sitting
first
down
draft.
with them, like we've eaten a couple pizzas and smoked a few beers, and this is what we came up with. It's like, all right, now we'll do some rewrites in like over the coming days. Like, it's almost like we give a shit. I cannot keep emphasizing enough how much giving a shit matters.
Oh yeah. Even if your product may not be the best or even good, if like you give enough, if you give a shit and it's very evident, people will be a lot more forgiving.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I would imagine that's why we're a lot kinder to Joss, because he gave enough of a shit.
Yeah. And yeah, and it's just genuinely the better cuts, and like a lot of the shittiness came from Snyder and the studios, not necessarily from Joss himself.
Right. Is it right here?
Yes, right there.
No, sorry. There's an Arkham City Easter egg in Arkham Asylum, because that's how genius this company used to be at making video games. There it is. Yeah. Arkham City. Approved.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's just a little Easter egg that even the developers, Rocksteady, had to be like, yeah, it's here. It's been 87 years. Who has two statues of himself?
Oh yeah, I forgot in this game, like the more you progress through the game, the more beat up Batman's costume is.
Yeah, it's a nice little detail. I enjoy it a lot. Like his cape's a bit fucked up. He's got this little cut on his chest piece. I think even the cowl itself is a little messed up. If I can get some decent lighting on it. But yeah, so like, but there are some times where giving a shit like still isn't enough. Like, that's kind of like the problem with somebody like Dave Filoni, for instance. I could believe he gives a shit, but he gives too much. He gives too much of a shit to things that aren't. That's just his. Like,
And then Zack Snyder also is one of those people. I mean, Rebel Moon apparently was a passion project of his.
I cannot believe that.
Apparently.
It's too bad.
So we see when the 3-hour cut is released, everything will be fixed.
Like if you have a passion project and it turned out to be Rebel Moon, I don't think I'd directly call you an idiot to your face, but I think I would be like, so you gave a shit? This is what you giving a shit looks like?
But yeah, I gotta go to bed, man.
Yeah. With that, thank you all for sticking around for this bullshit. We'll see you in whatever the next thing is. Bye-bye.
Read.